So we have a delay update on Shikimori, which if you watched my first episode video, I talked about how Dogakoba had to close down for a couple of weeks right as episode 1 dropped because there was the COVID outbreak, and how we would more than likely be getting at least an episode or 2 delayed, and most likely it would happen in the second half because it's not like they didn't have the first half of the episodes more than likely finished or close to, and to no surprise, there is a delay. And it seems to be, just right now, 2 episodes will have a week gap in between. So next week, no episode. Coming back, episodes 7 and 8, no issues. And then there will be one more delay between episodes 8 and 9. Now, could there be more delays? Potentially. But given the fact that this show had a pretty healthy production cycle, up until obviously the couple, I think it was about 3 weeks they had to shut down for. Besides that, it doesn't seem like this episode has been struggling to finish things on time. So basically, they're just playing catch up with the time that they didn't have to work on it. So honestly, could have been a lot worse. I remember a lot of fear-mongering about how this show wouldn't have more than an episode released because of this delay. No, it most likely, I thought 3 episodes might get delayed personally, but 2? Not too bad, honestly. I mean, there might be some people who will make this the end of the world, but honestly, given the circumstances and them not being able to work for a couple of weeks, makes total sense. So I did want to give a quick update because I did mention it at the beginning of episode 1's video, so just wanted to throw it out there so no one's surprised when there isn't an episode next week. I'll leave a link to the official article where I got this information from and their sources and everything, so you can look at that in the pinned comment. But on to episode 6. Amazing episode. No surprise. I mean, the second, episodes 4 through 6, honestly, it's so much better than episodes 1 through 3, and even though I was on the fence of liking the first few episodes, you know, there was a mixed opinion. Some people loving it, some people hating it, but I've seen so many people switch their tunes, and that's because the bad luck's definitely been toned down so much, and to have an episode like this where the most negative thing that happened in this episode was with Shikimori. It wasn't with Izumi, it wasn't anything he did. In fact, he actually took care of her. And the fact that nothing really bad happened up until, the end, where Papa Deers had to pop up, and, just that picture alone is worth a million words. He's having her on his back, a piggyback ride, and then Izumi's on his dad's back piggyback, because obviously they would have died if they fell down those stairs, right? Their heads would have cracked, but this man's seen some shit with the mother and Izumi, the number of times he must have dodged bullets, stopped cars with his bare hands. I just love the fact that they were behind them the whole time. I love the parents, and I think we need more solid parents in anime, because even though I think over recent years we've had more of that, there's just been so many times where, the parents are, you just don't want to see them at all, or they're just assholes. I love Izumi's parents and how much they just love this couple here, and the fact that they're always just rooting them on. But it's great because, continuing to show that Izumi's not an idiot, right? He knows he's prone to bad luck, and I love the fact that he takes prior experiences and learns from it. Do we remember, he literally had a rope tied around his wallet. He still ended up losing the wallet. I made the joke about how he needed to be like Yugimoto and go from a rope to a chain when it came to Yugimoto losing the Millennium Puzzle, so he should do the same with his wallet there. In fact, he actually made a way better idea. 3 wallets with a little bit of money in each, so it's impossible to lose all of it. Phone in a waterproof case, everything about him, he does prepare. And I love how rather than just making it so he suffers bad luck, he continues to lose his wallet, he loses the bag. Instead, we show his precautions, but he doesn't always have to have bad things happen to him. In fact, the worst thing that happened was Shikimori's basically flip-flop ended up breaking and causing her a bunch of blisters on her feet. So in return, we get the cute kind of piggyback ride, and he doesn't really struggle up until, going down sort of a thing. He's panting a bit when he's climbing up the stairs, as anyone would, carrying an entirely grown woman on his back, and going up, some massive amounts of stairs. But he wants to show her this amazing spot that his dad told him about, where he could be just with her, and ultimately they could cherish the fireworks together. And it was a super sweet, empowering scene, and how they both end up getting flustered at different moments, but ultimately it shows that Izumi's not this helpless guy that I think some people were brushing him off as in the first couple of episodes. Yeah, there's gonna be shit where she saves his ass. Look at last week when his leg cramped up and she saved him from drowning. But ultimately, it's a mutual relationship, and I think that's what makes it great, is that there is that bad luck element, but ultimately it's a mutual love between these two. And that's why I've loved it, and I really enjoy the fact that even when they do have their one-on-one time, the friends or the family, they continue to be relevant without overpowering the couple's dynamic. I love how, there's always these moments when, like, certain friends will be like, I recognize they want to be alone, so I'm going to occupy these other two, insane assholes who are just, they care more about the food than they do about the fireworks, right? And the fact that they give them those times, and just the fact that they're sometimes oblivious to just, how pissed off they're making Shikimori. It's just great, and I love how much fun they had with the festival itself, because usually when it comes to the fireworks or the festival episode, which typically you don't see at the midway point, you see at the episode 10, 11, sometimes the episode 12 mark. They go to a couple of stands, they play a couple of games, but the fireworks is the main attraction. But they honestly spiced it up more. I love how much time they gave to the shooting game. Izumi, to no surprise, didn't get anything, but it felt so bad that he gave him a little kitty. And then in comes her just completely, he went from being frightened of this girl to being the anime moe blob alongside Izumi when he realizes how cool this girl actually was. I like how they had fun, the goldfish competition and everything like that. It was just really cool to see the variety and how, rather than it just being a slideshow, there was a couple of games that really got their time to shine, as if it was animated, as if they wanted to say, this is a cool part to their day, and we're not just gonna have a slideshow presentation like most episodes would do when they're trying to get to the main attraction, that being the fireworks. And that was really cool about this. And then you even get the sweeter moments. This is really like the first taste of pre-dating Izumi and Shikimori. The fact that last year, they were just friends, but he was embarrassed, didn't want to invite her to the fireworks, because that's basically confessing you like her, and since they were already friends, that worry of, if she rejects me, can we just be normal again? It's a pretty normal fear. And then she says, well, I was waiting for you to call the whole time, but they both were embarrassed, right? But now they're here together. You just get a lot of great moments that sell you on just how good they are, and I love that because we started with them in a relationship, we can get those callbacks and have it feel well placed and earned, rather than feeling like we're just waiting for the final confession and then by the time we get there, the show's already over. This is one of those shows that I'm just glad is getting the attention it deserves from its production team, because Dogakobo is an amazing studio. They're very talented with character interactions in terms of how they kind of present the body reactions, the subtle remarks, sometimes the audible gasps, and just, seeing a character completely freak out. But there's just so many sweet moments about their presentation style that really just sells a show like this. And, I'm just excited. The fact that we got in a festival episode at episode 6, it's kind of bold to me, because usually that's the big bang in terms of how you ended a season like this. So the fact that we got it here, I'm excited to see. Will we see Christmas? Will we see Halloween? Will we see something else? Stuff we don't normally see in a show like this. I have no idea, but I'm excited for sure. But thoughts, if you have any, on this pretty incredible episode. I wouldn't say it's my favorite episode, but comparing the last 3 episodes to the first 3, to me, it's really night and day in terms of quality, and that comes from someone who enjoyed the first 3 episodes. But thoughts, if you have any, let me know down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.